Hello, everyone. My name is Brig, and we're going to be doing a webcast on support today. And joining me is Jason Hanks, who is one of the OGs here in support. Old guys. Also joining us is Casey and Chad and Andrew, our MVP, and Wayne, whose idea this entire webcast. Well, I don't know how to end that, but anyway, it's his idea. So anyway,
so if it goes off the rails, it's all on him.
Exactly. Yep. Okay. Yep. All the responsibility for this rests on him. Exactly. All right. Just to kind of start out here. So one of the reasons why we wanted to do this, and Wayne, I hope that I do this justice, was that we kind of wanted to showcase like what support is. A lot of you have contacted support over the years, and we provided you hopefully some decent advice on, how to solve problems and how to, better utilize your program. In fact, most of this webcasts are about like how to do that. So one of the things that we want to do is just kind of showcase a little bit the people that are involved in this. And so I'm going to turn this over to Jason, who's going to give the history. So just a little bit. Jason and I were the first two people in support, and Jason preceded me by about 10 months or so.
Yeah, about a year.
So anyway, Jason, you want to give a little bit of an idea on where you started?
Back when I was drowning and had to have you come in.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we were a small company, and there was only, a handful of us. I want to say like 10 of us. And I think, being a customer, I was in Brevard County in Florida, but I was a customer and constantly breaking stuff. But it was also Shane's fault because he kept sending me beta builds. But they ended up needing to replace their support person, and they were doing it pretty much all by themselves. And I came in, and Shane was doing support, Lex was doing support, Chris was doing support. And I kind of took that over for them, and it was a very manual process. I was typing a lot and doing a lot of copy and pasting, and always behind on tickets, but got it caught up. A lot of good processes, and tried to take that off Shane's plate. But yeah, I think about 10, 11 months after that, we brought you on board, and you taught me a lot.
And you taught me more.
Well, I don't know about that, but. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and Shane used to do everything. Shane used to do support, building packages, the whole gambit. So it was really diversifying and growing and getting better and better. And then even after that, the team just kept growing. We had Josh, Katie, Chris, even Stephen Van Dyke. We just kept growing and getting bigger. Mark. So it's been a lot of fun, but that was the good old days. I even worked remote for a couple months in Florida, and then came out once a month.
Yeah, I think I think you were the first employee to actually be like moved into like Utah and to come here.
I was transplanted.
Yep. Do you remember your employee number?
Well, I mean, it varies but I was number 8.
I was number 14.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it varies depending on who's doing the counting and who remembers, and I don't know all the people before me. And
the only way I remember is because we did that video where I had the 14 because we all had the name badges. Yep.
The
numbers.
The 80s, 90s one.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, so that was the good old days.
Those were the good old days. Yep. Support was pretty fun back then. I remember, you and I, we made a good team.
Yeah.
A great team. So, and we'll still do, actually. So, to be honest. One of the things about support that's pretty cool is that most of us have been customers of PDQ before. I know that, Josh McElprang, obviously, you, Jason, myself. I think most of the people here, Wayne, I'm not sure. I don't think that you were, but you'd heard of it. And of course, obviously, with your vast years of experience, you're very used to automation and, most of the things that we do. Not saying that you're in advanced years, but you've been in technology for a minute.
But I am.
He's calling you old.
Yeah,
he's just calling you out right now. You're old.
Yeah. And so one of the cool things about being customers, obviously, is that we're first of all, we have a system administration background, and then we also have a PDQ background, which is pretty cool. And then, and so as we increased our numbers here, we kept looking for more customers, and we kept looking for people that, knew system administration really well. I think I did some quick background math, and I think we have over 300 years of combined experience in the IT fields. If you add up everyone's experience now, because we are up to 21 people, we're hiring 2 more, and we've got 16 people that have graduated out of or have moved laterally across the organization into various roles, from everything from IT to sales and marketing to DevOps, product, QA, everywhere within the organization, we have people that have moved from solutions into these other areas. And that's super important because it does infuse a certain amount of, first of all, who our customer is. So not only were we previous customers, but then we can bring that customer centricity into those various departments. It also means that we understand system administration very well. So the whole concept of like, hey, listen, this is built by system administrators for system administrators really comes to life. And is actually accurate because it's in every part of the organization. We have people from solutions, so it's really actually it's super cool. Andrew, our most recent MVP, also a graduate from the solutions department, so that's pretty cool. And Chad, who now doesn't work on any tickets but does packaging, also a graduate from solutions, and now is our internal systems engineer. Sounds fancy for a lot of fancy stuff, a lot of stuff.
And I don't know how many of you I've done tickets for, but I think Wayne was, I remember having a conversation with Wayne a while back, how I actually conversed with him as a customer when I was doing support.
Nice.
So, and he said I sucked. So it's true.
Wayne, I never did any tickets with you, right?
Actually, you did.
I did? Okay, all right.
There was a couple of tickets. Yeah, I did. I did some sneak peeking at Zendesk when I first started as an employee, and looked back at my ticket history as a customer, which I was a customer for 8 years before I started working here. Okay. And there was some interesting interactions, including one with Hanks, where I told him, "Hey, I think this was back in 2017 or 2018." I said, "Hey, I'm going to be retiring in a few years. You guys hold a spot for me." He said, "Go ahead and apply now before you retire. See what happens." Well, here I am.
Yep.
So if he's doing a good job, you're welcome. If not, I don't know him.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Well, and we had to wait for a considerable amount of time between the time that we hired him and the time that he actually retired.
Right.
Yep. Because the Florida scholastic system is somewhat arcane. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, just sort of like, okay, so set the stage of like, where support was and kind of where it is as far as the people goes. One of the kind of the really important things that we have done over the last year is, well, actually 2 years, is increase the number of help centers. Obviously, we have more products that we're supporting. It's still the same team. Well, it's teams now. They're supporting these products, and we're trying to move people away from like using email to a form so that we can better route them. We've noticed a lot of increased efficiency with being able to enter tickets that way, and I think that just the number of people that are now using the help centers and the documentation and everything like that. We've got dedicated people that are process owners for the documents, for the help center, for our Zendesk administration, and they all do like amazing stuff. They're all brilliant people that are like just sit in the background, just thinking about like ways that they can make the customer support experience better, not only for like our solutions engineers, but also for you. So it's pretty cool. Multiple teams supporting multiple products. It's a lot of stuff. We have even more coming down the pipeline here in just the next couple of months, like a lot more. So super excited about that. But I don't want to get into the details. I'm going to leave that to Wayne. So Wayne, if you want to kind of let people know just sort of like the background and like how this is all done, I think that would be awesome.
Okay. So just about everybody, with the exception of Brig being the upper management, since he's my boss's boss, work from home. We work a 4-day work week. Some of us are Monday through Thursday. Some of us are Tuesday through Friday. And so a lot of times when the tickets come in, you may get some delays because of time zones, because we do have customers worldwide. But we're working on that. Just as soon as the tickets come in, they hit us. They get routed by the different groupings of products. Some of us cover a single product. Like I myself, I only cover deploy and inventory. There are other people on the team that cover multiple products, whether it's Connect, DNI, Simple MDM, or Smart Deploy. And now, of course, we've got Detect coming in, so we're spread all over the place. But everything comes in, they're assigned out to us, and then we handle them in our ticketing system in Zendesk. We take a look at them. We got
a little freezing action going on there.
Freezing action.
Yes.
It just wouldn't be a Zoom meeting if we didn't have a little bit. There we go.
There he goes. He's back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I drop again? Sorry. Yeah, I just had a pop-up that said my internet was unstable. Thank you, Comcast. So we have tickets come in, they get routed to the different engineers on the solutions team, and we triage them. We have a lot of articles that cover the most common situations that come up for specific error messages or to answer questions that customers ask. Because we oftentimes get tickets that say, how would be the best way to do X? So we have a lot of those that come in. One of the things that has been a huge help, and Casey's going to talk more about it because it's his pet project, but we have a bot that is amongst us named PDQP, and he has been tremendous at helping us get quick answers out to customers, especially those, like I said before, we're worldwide. So if we're asleep in solutions, PDQP, he's there 24/7. So he's responding to stuff that comes in and sending out potential fixes. And then if that works, that's great because the customer has been taken care of. And if not, then they can reply back and one of us humans will take them and work them through the system. So, I've got a sample ticket that I did between me, myself, and I. If I can share my screen, I can show you a little bit about what we see from behind the scenes.
Yeah, go for it. Share away.
All right, share away. Let's see, share.
Did you ever, while he's doing this, did you ever do the dark theme in Zendesk?
No. I don't think it existed when we were.
I don't think it does either. There's a way to do it.
It doesn't. I actually get it from
Dark Reader.
Yes, I use Dark Reader.
Yep.
There it is. Okay, everybody see my screen?
I mean,
sort of. It's really, really small.
Yeah, don't ask me to read anything on
sorry.
that. I just see lines of
There
text.
we go. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's what I get for having a Gigantor monitor. So basically, whenever a ticket comes in, and this one I submitted through the Help Center, where I just selected a technical question and said it was for D&I, and then filled out the information. And here is what we see in solutions. We see the ticket that comes in. We see what the customer is asking for, and then we can go in and we can reply to them. And when we do that, they will get an email in that says, that has our reply. Well, first they'll get an email that says, hey, we've received your ticket and we're now going to take a look at it. And this is what they see when we reply back to them. So in this instance, like I said, it's just between myself, but this almost exactly mirrors an interaction that I had with a customer just a couple of weeks ago, where they were new to PDQ. They were taking over from a previous coworker, and they needed some help because they had heard of PDQ, but they had never seen it. And so what I do is when we have a situation like that, I sent them some articles and some YouTube videos that cover, and one of them, and this is perfect, what to do when you've inherited PDQ D&I. Sent them our Getting Started guide that is on YouTube, as well as our written copy of that. And then a basic breakdown of what they could do to create their own packages, which is what I asked for assistance with. And then also pointed out, hey, since you're new, we also have some great community resources. We've got Reddit, we've got our Discord server. There's a lot of customers and employees that hang out on there, and very friendly, very helpful folks. And so then they can then take a look at those articles or those videos that we supply. I missed this. This is what the actual reply received by the customer looks like. It's just a standard email. And so we have a back and forth, a to and fro, and hopefully that gets the customer's issues taken care of. If they don't reply back to our last response, then Zendesk will eventually send out an email to them going, hey, we haven't heard from you in a while. Just wanted to check in, see if you're still having an issue. And then if we still don't hear back from them, they'll get an auto closure with a message. But if they decide that they need to reopen that ticket, all I got to do is just reply back to us, and we'll be happy to take the next steps that they need to get the issue resolved.
Glad they made this after I did support. I'd be out of a job.
Why?
Because this is fantastic.
This is cool. Yeah.
Nice. So, we use a lot of macros for our repetitive replies for the same, because we see a lot of the same things over and over again. They're very common questions. So we have macros that handle some of those, and that's also what Pete uses to send out to the users. If we run into any specific issues that we're unsure of on our team, we have a daily meeting with our group. We use it for a little bit of socialization as well, since, like I said, we're all from home. But we can discuss and cover those issues, ask questions, provide suggestions, and then usually goes back to the customer with something that one of the other team members has said, and usually gets us over the hump. And we also have virtual machines available to us in a lab where we can lab out scenarios that a customer gives to us, so that we can see how the things are working or perhaps not working in the system to help us help the customers. So I think that about covers the Zendesk interface.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It very thorough answers and stuff like that too.
Yep. And the nice thing too is that, like, so when we discover bugs or there's a ticket with another bug, there's like linear, tie-ins that we can just click on and add that to existing bug tickets, or,
Yes.
Create a new bug ticket. So it's a robust system. Like, back in our day,
Back in my day, I was
when we
just about
first-
to say that.
When we first started, it was basically just like, just
Run around the corner and go, Adam.
or an email aggregator. Well, and there was that too. Like, it's much more advanced now.
Yes.
Yep. So
Yeah, we don't have to talk to people now.
that's true. We didn't have to talk to people before. So it's always been email. Yeah. All right. So Wayne brought up kind of an interesting thing here about some of the tools that we use. I think we talked about DB Diver a little bit, and if we didn't, well, surprise, DB Diver. You're going to hear about what that is in a second, and then also PDQ Pete, which is our robot, our in-house designed robot. There's a little bit of history there. We don't really need to go into it. Well, I will. We tried a paid version of this bot, and it didn't. We really tried, and it just didn't work out. This was back before there was the whole AI thing. And they were using machine learning to try and do things, and it took more effort to try and get this thing to work than really it was worth, and so we abandoned that. But the idea was still there, and so Casey, who is brilliant, decided I could do a lot better. And he did. So Casey, I'm going to turn this to you.
Hey, I'm Casey. I've been PDQ for 3 years. Before this, I was a sysadmin for my school system for about 5 years, where I used PDQ deploy. So when I'm the type of admin, I don't like to do the same thing more than once, or about the third time I'm figuring out how to automate something because I'm just tired of doing the same thing over and over. So when I first it was really hard for me to get a grasp of all the things, especially with database dives. Like, people would have performance issues or some kind of weird thing happening, and we'll get your database and kind of start looking through it and see if we can find what's going on. And I had a hard time just remembering everything to check and, just what all to do. And so I kind of talked around with my team. We had our stand-up, like, Wayne mentioned, and kind of saw what everybody looked for, made notes, and started building all these little one-off, PowerShell commands that would search things for me, because I'm a PowerShell person. And so I was like, all right, whenever I do a database dive, I will just use these commands and I can find the information, and I don't have to remember, hey, I look in this place for this and this place for this. And so once I got all that together, I was still talking with the team, and I found out that a whole lot of other people kind of had these same struggles. Database dives was nothing anybody wanted to do. It was time consuming. And so I took all these PowerShell commands that I had and combined them together into a good old script that we can now use to analyze databases for us super fast. What would take I'd say probably a good 45 minutes for me to go in and start looking around. Now it just takes seconds for it to say, hey, here's the things that I found that you told me to look for. And so it's super awesome. And so I'm going to just do a real quick share and kind of show what that looks like. And so bear with me. Screen. And boom. All right. And so for here, I used my databases here just to be safe. And so right now I'll get a database from somebody and I'll save it down to my downloads, and I'll just go right click, send to DB Diver. And so what this will do is it'll analyze that database. It'll say, hey, here's some things I look for, and here's the status of it. It has all the same background users. It has been nearly 8 days since I restarted. I probably need to do that, huh? My deployment cleanup is disabled, which in inventory, which is bad, right? And so this just kind of gives us a good overlook saying, hey, here's some common places where performance problems happen. And so let's check these settings so we can, just real quick glance, hey, here's some things that might be able to work with and to make your performance better. And so that was one real quick early on project that I started to just kind of make things a little bit easier for the team. And so I found that went over really well. Everybody really enjoyed it, and it kind of just fueled my passion for automating things a little bit more. And so one great thing about working here at PDQ is, I work tickets, but I make sure that there's also wiggle room to where I can still learn things, I can still grow, and I can find these pain points and try to find solutions for them, right? And I can automate things around it or however we need to depending on who you are. And so it kind of leads into this next point of PDQP. It was in that same boat. We had, we bought a robot. It did not do very well. It did not, just to be frank. And so I had already, like I said, I didn't like doing the same thing more than a couple of times. So I had a big arsenal of macros, saved responses that I had. I'd searched to do the troubleshooting steps of this one specific error at 4 times. I was like, nope, saving it, right? And so I had this big collection of saved responses. And so I was like, we could use an automated robot. I could build this and just use these responses. And so I went through, we tested this a ton, and it's worked out really great. And so what we do now is if a customer sends in a specific error from product, PDQP sees it's from product, it'll get that error and it'll check to see if there's a saved response for that error. And if there is, it'll go ahead and just bundle it up and send it to the customer. This is great because, like how Wayne had mentioned, we have a ton of different people from a ton of different time zones. We have tickets coming in at midnight when nobody's here for us. And so PDQP works 24/7. So whenever somebody sends in an error, hey, you get a response within 20 minutes usually of, here's at least something to try. And if that doesn't work, here's some information you can send us to help. And so no matter what, it's either going to help or it's going to help us get information to help you quicker. And so it's been pretty great so far. And so I'll go ahead and show kind of from our side what a PDQP interaction looks like. Bing, bing. All right, and let me go. Ta-ta. All right, so y'all probably recognize this PDQ. It's PDQ inventory. I've got some lab machines that had some errors. So y'all, in product, y'all probably know that you can go here and then submit this issue to PDQ support. That will actually create a ticket on our side in Zendesk for that error. And so let's see here. Bing, boop. It'll open up, create a good little ticket for us. And so it'll sit here, and then every 20 minutes, PDQP will run. It says, hey, look, thank you for contacting our team. I'm the robot. Here's a response that I think will go well with this error. And so with this error is 9 times out of 10 a DNS issue. So it's like, hey, check out this KB and then send us the results from this DNS test. And so then that PDQP will send that out to the customer. They can do these tests, send it back to us, and then we already have all the information that we need. Or the customer can see this and be like, oh, yep, obviously this is a DNS issue. Let me go talk to my network team, and then it'd be solved. Super simple. So that's pretty great. It's worked out really great so far. One of the best things about it is where it uses our saved responses. If something isn't if the flow doesn't work right, or if we need to adjust something, we can just go and adjust it. And then PDQP is automatically updated for every response going forward for that. And it's very flexible, and it's worked a lot better than the paid robot. I'll just say, toot my own horn a little. It's pretty awesome. So heck yeah. And so I'm pretty proud of PDQP. It's my baby. So.
Round of applause.
Yeah, round of applause. PDQP's excellent. Yeah, and yeah, it's a remarkable tool. And so thank you, Casey, for both DB Diver and PDQP. And, there are a lot of other things that Casey's done just to make things a lot easier and more automated, obviously, because, again, the 3-time rule applies. So,
we've come so far.
We have. Yeah. Yep. From copying and pasting in Notepad to, PDQP. Yeah. There's a definite progression here. All right. Casey, again, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Now we kind of want to move on to packaging, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the good old days.
Like the good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. I actually, so Shane used to originally do the packages. So when I started with support, I was also trying to help take stuff off Shane's plate too, as he was trying to do other stuff and work on stuff. And so
I think.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think Casey had a cool announcement about access to Pete.
I did not mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Casey.
Actually, Brig did that. So.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm terrible at this.
Brig. Anyways, so yeah, another cool thing that we've been working on here recently is we just talked about DB Diver. We took parts of DB Diver and created a tool that could be used by customers, and so we actually have it out. I'll show you it. It's a new thing that we've done. It is called PDQ Discover. So it's a web page that has a whole bunch of different tools and scripts that might be helpful for customers to use. And so we have that hosted there for people to be able to use, to be able to analyze their own performance things and be able to get some feedback for themselves with that. And so I'll show just real quick kind of a walkthrough on that, if that's fine. All right, let me share. All right, and then let me PDQ Discover, discover.pdq.com will take you right here. And so you can scroll down, you can see we've got quite a few different tools, scripts, packages that'll be helpful. Just anybody can feel free to check this out and see what they might be able to use. My special thing is the PDQ Performance Analyzer. So this took the bits and pieces out of DB Diver to make it to where it could be packaged and used and so it checks the summaries instead of going deep into the database. But it's still a great tool to be able to see if you're having performance issues. You could download this tool, and I have a description, instructions on how to use it here. You would download this XML and then just import it into PDQ Deploy, and you would deploy it to your own PDQ server, and then it'll check your summaries for you and give you an output. And so let me see right here. I'll walk just a real quick through here. When you import it, it shows up as PDQ Summary Analyzer right here. Okay, so I'm going to go deploy once. And I found out lately, if you do a dot here, it will deploy to your PDQ server. And I love that. So dot, right? So we'll deploy now. It just takes a few seconds. It'll run through. It'll check your summaries. It'll do some analysis on it. It'll make a little pop-up telling you that everything ran well. And after you click OK, it'll launch the output for you. And so it'll come up, boop, boop, and here is what my summaries looks like. And it tells me, hey, here's one thing, it's got a medium impact. Here's something with a high impact. And so it can give you as a customer, you could use this to be able to analyze your own things. And if you're noticing, hey, things are sluggish, all my deployments keep going to a queued state, all my scans aren't working right, just anything that might be performance related, you could use this tool to do some quick analysis on yourself and be able to make some quick adjustments to hopefully get yourself back, get running well again. So another cool thing is once you close this out, if you ever want to see this exact analysis again, you can go to step 1 and bing, it's always saved as step 1 as well. So that's where you can always find it there. But yeah, this is a great tool. We've just started putting this out there. We're kind of gauging to see how helpful it'll be. So if anybody feels like it might be helpful for them, give it a shot and let us know. Give us some feedback. Let us know if it was helpful or if it wasn't or whatever. Just reach out to us. Let us know how it is. And I'd love to be able to improve it and adjust it to be just a great tool for anybody. So
that is definitely an awesome tool.
All right.
Hey,
Casey,
Brig.
are we good?
Brig, what we should do? We should talk about packaging next.
We should talk about packaging next. I do, however, though, just because I feel a little guilty here about just kind of forgetting where I was at, is PDQ Discover is an in-house creation by the same person that actually did most of the work on the help centers, Mark Rood, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, if you want to go there, it's very brand new. We only released it, I think, into beta last month. And so if you can go there, try it out. We would love suggestions too on how to improve it.
Yeah.
So it's very new.
Break it. Have fun.
Yep.
Then we'll hire you.
Yes. Okay. Now packaging.
Packaging. Wait, what were we saying about packaging?
I think we were at the history part.
Yeah.
Where Shane was doing all the packages, and then you came in.
Yeah. So I actually have, I still have the old bookmarks. I don't know why I never deleted them, but when I was trying to help Shane out, like learn about packaging, it wasn't so much that I was trying to do the packaging, but I was trying to help him be aware of any new versions of things. Because, you know, back in the day, but I have all the links that I would go check out daily and be like, hey, did you see this? And like run across the hall and yell at him and stuff like that. But yeah, that was the good old days. And then I think after he took that over, we hired Nate, and Nate was in that little corner office behind me, and he would just build packages all day long. He was just our little package guru guy.
Yep. Started out in support again, but then quickly moved on to packaging. Yep.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then I know Chad came on board, but I know it went through a process after that I really wasn't part of building those, but involving IT and then having like a vetting process and things like that before we released them to the wild.
Yep. And then we have our current iteration.
The Chad.
Yeah, spirited by Chad, whose fondness for Costco knows no bounds.
Yeah, I don't know where I got the Costco label. Hi, guys, I'm Chad. I'm the current package librarian. Do we have our Wednesday announcement?
Yeah, we can do that.
Fun splash screen.
Yeah, we gotta have the screen. 1 second, we're gonna put that up. Boom.
Tara did this.
Nice.
There you go.
And now it's forever in the PDQ lore. So thank you, Tara, and our graphic designer. Anyway, so our package Wednesday package is 1Password for this month. So we've had a lot of customers request that. We recently released Bitwarden and then now 1Password. So hopefully that'll help our customers out. I will cruise because I know that we're getting to time here. So I'll cruise on Package Library, just a little bit of the process. A lot of people just think, hey, you know, it's easy to do packages, right? You just go to the website and download the executable and then put it in some bucket and boom, it's available. And it's actually a lot more to it. We also use automation in the package library. I think I threw props out to Power Automate in Discord a few months ago, and some people asked about it. So we actually use that as part of our scraping. We have 3 or 4 different methods for scraping, and websites are always changing. We can come in tomorrow morning and a website will change, trying to detect that latest version. So there's lots of moving parts there to make sure we're getting the latest version for our customers. But anyway, we maintain, I think as of today in deploy, we have 301 packages available. And these are a part of your subscription. So we do this to really add value to the customers. I was a customer for about 6 years, and it's neat to be part of the package library because this was a selling factor for me. That I actually had a company I could trust the packages, how I would build them myself without the additional crapware and stuff, silent, the way it should be done. We're sysadmins helping sysadmins, and I love that value. So we take that approach with our packages. So the quick process is that we'll check. We have automation in place to check if there's a new version. If there's a new version available, we'll download it. We bake in good security with our process. So we'll check and make sure that file is signed. We'll submit that to VirusTotal. We'll check that hash, make sure there's nothing malicious there. We don't want the SolarWinds thing. We want to be safe, and end to end, we want to protect our customer. We want to protect you. So once we've deemed that is a clean file, we'll bring that in. We use our own products. We use Deploy, and we'll deploy that out to a group of VMs. The VMs represent our currently supported Microsoft OSs. We'll make sure that that's good. It deploys successfully. Everything's okay. We'll go ahead and we'll upload that to our staging cloud storage. And then we have a second person come in to verify that I'm doing my job. We have a second person do QA and publishing. So they'll download that package. They'll make sure everything looks good, everything installs, everything runs successfully. And then they'll go ahead and they'll make that live. So they'll verify that that's available publicly. Will also, those of you that use PDQ inventory will update the version and the collections. So those are all current. So then in your patching cycle, you'll know, oh, I have an old version. It's time to install a new version. So that's the cycle there. And then when we publish that package, it's available for both deploy and connect. So we leverage one package library for multiple products. So that's the general process for new packages. And along with that, we get a lot of people asking, well, I'd like my package to show up in the package library. What's the magic of why some package is in there, some package isn't? We have a great new forum. Brig talked about it with our help center. We have a great new forum. Props to Mark for package requests. And we drop that link on Discord a lot. But you can submit ideas to us. And it's not just, the question is not, can we do it, but is it okay to do? There's lots of factors involved when we choose a package. So typically we have to ask, is it a commercial package? Is it a free package? If it requires a specific license, we can't put that in the library to deploy out to everybody. We have to read the EULA. So I have to look through EULAs and make sure that it's legal to distribute that software. There's some software that is awesome, and just because of the legal requirements, we're not allowed to publish that or distribute that. The other thing too is with the automation is that we just cannot manually check if there's a new version or not on a day-to-day basis. So that company, that publisher, needs to have a public-facing website to where we can check that version on a daily basis to make sure you're getting the latest version. So there's that. And then we're all sysadmins, so can we deploy that software silently? Does the software have built-in silent parameters that we can use to seamlessly deploy that out to all your machines? We do. There's other things recently in the last couple of years. There's per user applications versus machine-wide applications. It really needs to be a machine-wide application so that that's available to all users. We get into trouble when it's just available in one profile, and we've seen lots of tickets where I installed the software, but only one user can use it. And so the software does need to be a machine-wide application. So there's a lot of factors in there. And then I think there have been questions on, well, what about utilities versus applications that all users can use? So typically, we want to put applications in the library that the majority of your organization's users can use, and we patch that, as compared with a, say, a Wireshark utility. We do have some utilities that are pretty popular that we've added, but by far we'll lean toward, what's the biggest impact that we can have with this package for the majority of our customers. So we want to hear from you as far as package requests. If you have something cool that you do in your organization, we want to know about it. And is this something that other sysadmins can benefit from? This isn't just applications. We have a couple packages that are customer driven that we've added that are cool ways to update your environment or get things done in your environment. So it's not just limited to applications necessarily, but what are cool solutions that you come up with? And we want to know that. We want to help the rest of our sysadmins, and we love to add those to the library. So use that package request form. I think we're getting close to time here. If I've got the microphone, I want to give a shout out to PS Windows Updates. So that is a PowerShell module. It's driven by customer feedback. It's a PowerShell module that it's a one-stop like Windows shop patching solution. So we do offer the traditional cumulative updates, but you have to figure out which operating system you need to deploy which cumulative update to. And you have to work with collections, and every time you have to figure out which one is this. With the PS Windows Updates PowerShell module, we have 6 different packages altogether with different flavors of security or features, whatever you want to do, and it will cover any OS out there. So you put that thing on a schedule on your Patch Tuesday release, maybe Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday morning. You could work with having one pilot group. You wait a couple days and then deploy it out to the rest of your machines. There's lots of flexibility there. and it's a one-stop shop for all your Windows patching. So that's my plug. That we're super excited about that. And it is a great solution for deploy customers and our Connect customers, especially with the automatic triggers and some of that automation that the Connect team's been working really hard on. So that's my plug for PS Windows updates, and I think overall for the library. So back to you guys.
Cool. Thanks, Chad. Just to double down on the PS Windows updates, it's probably, I would say it's the coolest package we've ever released.
Yes.
Simply because of what it does and how powerful it is and how simple it is to deploy. Like it checks all the boxes for everything that you'd ever need. So yeah, super cool. Yeah, like Fortress said, it is the greatest of all time. So that's fantastic.
We do have a few questions.
Okay.
If you want to do it, we're going to have to speed round these.
Speed round it. Yeah, let's do it.
So hold up. Let me cue these babies and see how fast
42.
you can go.
No, I hope not.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
On your mark, get set, go. How many tickets are in the queue?
Ooh, it depends on the day. But usually we probably get like maybe, 40 or 50 now in the queue. So at any given time, yeah, I would just say 40.
All right. Next question. Who from the support team has the most successfully handled tickets?
Ooh.
Marcel. I think Sid
Casey.
answered that. Casey,
Yeah, it's Casey.
Is our guy.
Yeah. Successful. And they're all successful.
And he said a half of them are Marcel.
Yes. Also true.
Next question. Will you ever provide phone support? Mail support tends to take a long time to respond. Quality is good, though.
Yeah, we evaluate this on a regular basis, whether or not we want to provide phone support. It's very expensive, both from an infrastructure side and also from a person side, because you basically are tied up on that phone. We do some outbound phone stuff, but again, we'll evaluate that, but there's nothing on the roadmap right now.
Next question. How much did Discord help you to lighten the workload? Marcel.
That's difficult. I know Andrew Pla might be a better person to answer that.
It helped some. It's very hard to measure.
Yeah.
I think, Marcel's responses alone account for helping a lot of people with small issues, because that's usually what it is. You're trying to accomplish something, you run into a small little hurdle, and Discord's a great way to post whatever you're running into. Someone else may have run into it without having to go through the ticket process. Just kind of chat with some other peeps.
Cool. And
hard to measure, though.
Yeah, it is hard to measure.
quick update on the ticket stats.
Yeah.
Casey is the current leader. Hanks still holds the all-time record. So
Nice.
well done.
Look at that.
Okay, next question.
Way to go, Hanks.
Yeah.
Go Hanks.
As a company, how do you reward and encourage staff to think outside the box and go the extra mile like Casey? Sincerely, Just Rob.
Whips.
Yep. We withhold food. That's no. We're system administrators, and so we like to solve problems. That's what we do. And we hire for that. We have a team of exceptionally bright people that are extraordinary in pretty much every way. And so, giving the freedom and the ability to just kind of explore these new products has obviously resulted in like fantastic results. Like these people are not just like ticket people. These like our support people are engineers, really.
Well, a lot of them are former customers too,
Yeah.
so they've been in the trenches using the product. So.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just they're brilliant, just great. Yeah.
Okay, few more questions to bust through. Is PDQP only through the online form, or does it also read emails?
No
Just
emails.
Rob.
It does neither of those, actually. So it doesn't do an online form or emails. It is purely a reactionary response to an error message that you submit through deployer inventory.
And a question from Billy Z. Can you post an article on how to do the scraping for packages to allow us to do this for our custom packages?
That'd be a good webcast.
Yeah, I was actually making a note of that because I think that's an excellent idea. Of like, hey, listen, how to use Power Automate, do some of the things that we're able to do that you can do at home. I think that's great.
Well done, Billy Z. Well done.
Yep.
And I think that is our final question.
All right.
Well done. All right.
Yay.
Okay. Hey, thanks, everyone. I'm Brig.
I'm Hanks.
And we're going to sign off from this webcast. Appreciate it.
Excellent. Thanks for joining our webcast today. Big congratulations going out to CM. Well done. Winner of PDQ swag. Send us your mailing address at webcast@pdq.com. Do us a favor, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave us comments. We absolutely love it. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you back here next time.
Cheers.